Students of this group. My today's lecture is about Gauss's law, which is from chapter number 12, electrostatics. Let us move towards the topic. Statement of Gauss's law. What is for what Gauss's law is about, what it is interpreting, and हमें इससे पता क्या चलता है. Its statement is the flux through any closed surface is 1 over epsilon naught times total charge enclosed by that surface. When we take 1 over epsilon naught times total charge through any closed surface, then it will be flux through that surface. This is all about Gauss's law. It is important to note that Gauss's law is only applicable on closed surfaces, on closed body like this is. It can be a spherical form or of any closed or irregularly shaped form. Any closed body can form. For any closed body, Gauss's law is applicable. Here you can see this one is an irregular or arbitrarily shaped closed body. So for Gauss's law, suppose point charges, these are Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 up to so on Qn. These are arbitrarily distributed. Arbitrarily means not uniformly. Their concentration is not uniform. At some places, uh, there is more concentration than at the other places. In an arbitrary shaped closed surface, this closed surface is not having any particular shape. This is arbitrarily shaped. Using the idea given in previous section, the electric flux passes through the closed surface. In the last lecture, just recall it. Then this Gauss's law can be calculated as phi E is equal to Q1 over epsilon naught plus Q2 over epsilon naught plus Q3 over epsilon naught plus up to so on Qn over epsilon naught. This value is all about the previous topic. Then phi E is equal to 1 over epsilon naught into epsilon naught is constant through all the terms. So it is taken out by taking it common, 1 over epsilon naught into Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 up to so on. Then phi E is equal to 1 over epsilon naught into total charge enclosed by the closed surface. So phi E is equal to 1 over epsilon naught into Q. Then this capital Q is sum of all the charges which are present within arbitrary shaped body. So this is capital Q is the total charge enclosed by the closed surface. Equation 12.16 is mathematical expression of the Gauss's law, which can be stated as statement the flux to any closed surface is 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that surface. Now another topic is also related to Gauss's law, which is about applications of Gauss's law. In which cases Gauss's law is applicable. Gauss's law is applied to calculate electric field intensity due to different charge configurations. Due to different charge arrangements means whether they are arranged in arbitrarily shaped body or a regular shaped closed body like that of a sphere. In all such cases, an imaginary closed surface is considered which passes through the point at which the electric field intensity is to be evaluated. Like in this diagram, this dotted closed surface. This one is Gaussian surface and it is constructed in such a way that at the points at which we want to find the electric value of electric field intensity means that we must contain the point at which we wish to find the electric field intensity. Gauss's law must enclose that point at which electric field intensity is to be determined. So here is also I am explaining it again. In all such cases, the imaginary closed surface considered which passes through the point at which electric intensity is to be determined. This closed Gaussian surface is placed inside this spherical shaped body and we want to calculate the electric field intensity due to this spherical shaped body. So it is constructed at this point at which at all of these points the electric field intensity can easily be determined. This closed surface is known as Gaussian surface. Its choice is such that the flux through it can be easily evaluated. First reason, next the charge are two important points which should be kept in mind by choosing Gaussian surface. First one, its choice is such that the flux through it can be easily evaluated. It can easily be calculated. Next, the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is calculated, and finally, the electrical intensity is computed by applying Gauss's law. We will illustrate the procedure by considering some examples. First one, intensity of field inside a hollow charged sphere. This one is the sphere which is hollow inside. Just an upper layer over here, and it is hollow inside, like in the form of a ball in which air is filled. Inflated ball, which is containing air inside. Just a thin layer in the circular shape is in outward direction is above all. It is not in the form of a solid sphere like a rubber ball. It is just like a simple lightweight plastic ball in which air is filled inside, which is hollow inside, not containing any solid thing inside. Suppose that a hollow conducting sphere of radius r. This one is a hollow conducting sphere. Why it is conducting? Because it is of any metallic, made of any metallic thing, a best conductor, made of any best conductor thing, and positive charges are evenly and uniformly distributed over it. And this is of radius r. Hollow metallic sphere on which positive charge in outward direction is uniformly distributed. Its radius is represented by capital R. Look at the position of my cursor. So we wish to calculate the electric field intensity first at a point inside the sphere. So we wish to find electric field intensity for a point which is inside the sphere. So for computing electric field intensity at a point which is inside the sphere, we must construct an imaginary surface which is Gaussian surface. Now imagine a surface of radius r prime is less than r. This r prime is the radius of Gaussian surface, and it should be less than capital R, which is radius of the hollow conducting sphere. This r prime is less than r. It is to be inscribed within. It should be present within the hollow charged sphere as shown in figure 12.17. The surface of this sphere is the Gaussian surface, and this dotted line surface is the Gaussian surface, which is imaginary surface. Let phi be the flux through this surface. Phi flux meaning the number of electric field lines passing through an element of area, passing through this surface, through this Gaussian surface. It will be considered as a flux. It can be seen in the figure that the charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is zero. No charge is inside this hollow metallic sphere, and no charge is inside this Gaussian surface. So by applying Gaussian law, we have phi flows for closed surface. Phi E is electric flux. This is equal to Q over epsilon naught. This is equal to 0. Since electric flux is equal to E dot A, it is the dot product of electric field vector and area vector. In this case, this is 0 because no charge is inside the sphere. Electric flux is 0 as because area is not 0, so E will be 0. E will be equal to 0 because we cannot make this area 0. So because there is no charge inside this hollow metallic sphere, so the electric flux is 0. Again, thus the interior of the hollow charged metallic sphere or metal sphere is a field-free region, means it is not containing any electric field. As there is no charge inside the hollow metallic sphere, so there is no electric field within that region. As a consequence, means as a result of this, any apparatus placed within a metal enclosure is shielded from electric fields. It means that if we place anything inside this hollow metallic sphere, no electric field will affect on the thing which is placed inside it, because all the charges are on its upper part. So any thing or any apparatus which is placed inside the metal is shielded from the electric fields. No electric field will act upon it. This is all about today's lecture.